Hello my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. Well guys, we have your photos and your videos and some interesting, maybe newer phenomena, and then some of what we have seen in the past as far as a lot of sun simulator action, chemtrails, and well, I'll just show you and you decide what you guys think. So here first, this is from Diana, and this is one of our regular subscribers.
Look, see the
and so
it just discharged.
What she describes it as is more of a plasma
I still have
event.
a previous video.
Not
see
really
that?
lightning, but
look.
Plasma.
Oh yeah!
So did you guys catch that?
Charged.
So we've been talking about
I still have a
feeling the earth move under our
that?
feet, basically, just like that old song.
Charged.
And I'm getting messages from tons of you from all over, and a lot from this area here in North Carolina, Virginia, that have been feeling the same thing. A lot of rumbling, a lot of movement under the ground. We were talking about how the lightning just doesn't seem the same, and some of what we're seeing, like notice the color. Did you notice the color there?
See that? I still have a previous video. See that? Look.
It's hard to catch that so quick.
Look.
Yeah. So a lot of this stuff that's got me really suspicious again, with the transformers going down and these blue flashes of light, which this happened so quick we can't really even
I still
catch
have
it.
a previous video. See that? Look.
It's got me wondering, what exactly is this that we're seeing? And so Diana saw this, looking on through satellite images of what she saw from the ground the other day, and wondering, is this some sort of, now this flash looks orange, and what she saw was kind of holding steady as more of that orange tinge, and then turned into a blue flash of plasma. So interesting, connected. What do you guys think? And here we have some video. The colors that we're seeing in the skies are just bizarre and not your typical colors, and you'll see with a lot of the photos that we have going this time, just incredible colors. And of course, many believe that we are actually entering a new dimension. And so what does that really mean? Well, what we see is just one small spectrum of light. And so if we are raising upwards and perhaps expanding our perceptive abilities, perhaps we will be seeing things that were not normal in the past, which is what we got going.
My God.
We have a lot of things that are not typical that we are seeing. And some of the things we've just gotten accustomed to, like a sun that is so large and totally different colored. Basically it's kind of white now. It used to be yellow. It refracts yellow and orange when it's setting, but during the day when it's up overhead, chemtrails or not, it's white and almost has like a bluish tint at times, which makes me think of blue Kachina. And if you listen to Douglas Vogt again from Diehold, he says that's a stage, and so it makes kind of perfect sense that it's going to go white with these bluish tinges, and it makes you think of blue Kachina. And then we got red Kachina that comes after, and red Kachina is the purifier, and what happens when it turns red? Then basically there's this massive nova that comes out, and Ben from Suspicious Observers, he seems to be talking about the nova almost everything he puts out now. And I was listening to a seminar that he had done with some other associates, and it was very interesting. And he seems to have really, taking that position that we're heading into a nova. And it would make perfect sense, with the Hopi prophecies. And we're so used to seeing chemtrailed skies. That's just, it's a given. And of course, it's always like they're trying to block the sun. And so this is a photo of the moon. And so this is David in Arizona, and he always gets all these anomalous objects in his photos. And it reminds me of Alison from Scotland, who does the scrying basically in the water in a silver bowl and gets these pictures of these beings. Well, some people, I think, have the ability to, take pictures of things that are maybe not there in a 3D reality, but maybe they're there in a little bit different reality. And so, like these objects here, what are they? I don't know. I don't have an, I can't tell you. And so, with a lot of these photos that we're going to see, again, I want your opinion on. So, let's start down with one from David. And so, this was again a photo of the moon that has like a lens flare effect, but what are these things that are flaring off? What are all these triangular things here, as well as these refractions? And so many times I could almost see like faces in these refractions, and it's just odd. What is that? And this is another one. Look at the vortices. And so if this is a lens flare, now these almost look like chakras. These kind of do look like chakras when you think about it. That's a lot like what a chakra looks like. So kind of a unusual quote-unquote lens flare effect that we're seeing here. And we've seen a lot of this. If I remember right, this is up in Omaha from Andrew. And we've seen so many of these sun halos and sundog effects, these partial rainbow effects reflecting. That's something that's gotten to be very, very common. And, just look at all the obvious chemtrailing going on. And is that not just a really distorted shape? That's not a round sun. You could bop through some filters. And let's just adjust the lighting. That doesn't look round at all. And so is it just because of the chemtrails? Or is there another reason for this? Wow. And so there goes, I can see like a little gray alien head right in there. Can you guys make that out? And yes, I know some of you are going to think I'm crazier than normal, but boy, that does look like a little gray alien head to me. And, crazy the way the sun looks. Yeah, this is from Trevor, our brother Trevor. We are all going to a new level, and the earth continues to shift. We must be ready to walk in the higher levels. Yes, we must be able to. We must be ready, and so the way to do that is to shed any sort of negativity, really, and judgment. And so this is a different aside here. This is from one of our other subscribers, and was talking about earthing. And so he built this raised bed with the grass there in order to earth and to ground. And it really works. It really does work. We need to get our feet in contact with the ground and to consciously ground ourselves. And we have a bunch of photos too that are showing, as we'll see in some other ones even a little clearer, that there's something present. And the people that send in the videos and the photos have said it's not the moon, it's not the sun. And we've talked about this before. So what is it? Is it part of the Nemesis system? Is it part of the Nibiru system, Planet X, and the like? Interesting kind of wave effect on these. And you see it's been chemtrailed. We're seeing a lot of it's almost like it's an energy pattern, that develops after the chemtrailing. And here we have some orbs, and of course, many believe these are simply spirits. These are simply beings, and often you could see faces in the orbs as well. And some of them remind me more of snowflakes or different fractal patterns. And again, I think this has to do something with the consciousness, often with the consciousness of the person taking the photo. Because I don't think it's always, it's a case where I think you could have two different people in the same area taking photos, and one will get those shots and see the orbs, and the other one won't. So here we see a massively chemtrailed sky, and we see the sun. And I don't know what that is exactly out there. Is that an object? Just a part of a cloud? A hole that you're looking through to partially blue sky behind it, but that's where the sun is. Just a random piece of darker cloud, perhaps. And it almost looks like somebody's pointing a finger over in this direction. And at this magnification, the clouds look really weird. Don't they almost look like the patterns we were just looking at inside the orb? Very odd. Does it feel to you guys almost that we're living in a dream world? As we said, the Australian Aborigines say that we're heading back into dream time, and that's where we came from. And so, does it feel like the world is just a little bit off, almost like it's a dream that could be manipulated? Perhaps it is. And why is the sun always looking so strange and distorted? Now here again, the sun's behind there, and then we have this object down here. You can clearly see it. So what do you guys make of that? And here's another one. So I mean, the sun is right here glowing, right? And then we have the object down here. And if it's not the sun and not the moon, what is it? Is this sun simulator? And that's the actual sun? I do think that's what a lot of people are believing. And there it is again. Here they actually kind of semi-circled it to point it out. And let's see if we just take a little bit of the light away. And so clearly this is not throwing the light behind here. Seems like there's two light sources. And look at how distorted that looks. And obviously nowhere as close to being circular. Very odd shaped. Kind of got straight lines going there, so that looks more like the good old sun simulator on. Chemtrails everywhere. And so these are some from the FAA cams, and just look at how big it is in the sky. I mean, that's not even close to what we used to see. It's just so huge. Look at the size of that. Very odd. And another one. This one looks rectangular. And another. And look at the colors. Now that's a little bit closer to the colors we used to see, at least the yellow. But look at that red. And I've seen this effect more often now too, where it's kind of shooting the light on up, almost like it's a lit flame. That seems to be something we're seeing more often. And here again, all the patterns in the clouds, the waves. Is it related to HARP, CERN? Are the chemtrails interacting with the energy that's coming from HARP or CERN as well? That looks like a pretty straight line right through there. That's just so bizarre. It almost looks like Texas. And look at how bright this reflection is. That's pretty interesting. Again, looks more like a hexagon. Pretty wild. Makes you think about the Nibiru wings. Doesn't it? Doesn't it not? The solar disk. And again, look at the shapes up there. It's just bizarre. What's up? It's like all straight lines. Now, if you know, I'd almost expect to see a huge mothership coming through and getting ready to land instead of thinking that's the sun. Very bizarre. And so this is the moon, and look at the interesting like halo effect on it. Look at the color for one. Amazing color. That's pretty wild. And here's a low-lying rainbow, and this is out in California. And here's some orbs, but then also this. Now, is that an artifact of the light or something different? Could just be an artifact from the light. Again, let me know what you guys think of all these. Here we go with another crazy sun photo. Now, I mean, it doesn't even appear to be really any clouds in the sky, so why is it so distorted? Is it simply atmospheric? Or is it basically the sun simulator on top of the sun? And here they are chemtrailing like crazy. And again, look at that. For one, it looks huge. Now here is this effect. This blue light effect, and this is very similar to what we saw from Diana in the beginning. And these are, I think, also taken from security cams, and the light flashes. So what is it? Is it another plasma burst? Very strange. And look at that halo effect. Very wild. And another one. That's almost like you're expecting to see angels up there with trumpets on that photo. And this looked like an eye to me. You know, like the all-seeing eye poking out of the cloud, and the sun's behind it. And this is some sort of quote-unquote being that was just seen up in the sky. Now, you know, is it a being? Is it some sort of energy pattern? I don't know, and look forward to your guys' comments on this one too. They had no explanation. Now this is actually in a room. That's right, this was in their, I believe it appeared above their bed. Now, you know, is it some sort of reflection? As always, I look for your guys' opinion. And then, you know, just look at the spectacular colors. And you get that effect coming off of it a little bit over here again. And I wonder what that is. That's just a patch of dark cloud? Or is that an object hanging around in the sky? That's kind of interesting. Seems like it gets a little more visible. Just a cloud? Or is there something actually there? And it's interesting the position too, because it's kind of as the light's reflecting upwards. That's interesting. And then some more chemtrails being sprayed while there's clouds everywhere, chem clouds. So my friends, as always, I look forward to your comments. You know, keep them coming. Share with us. Share what you're experiencing. Are you feeling the ground shaking under your feet? Are you seeing some strange plasma discharges? Any bright blue lights anywhere? Let us know what you guys are experiencing as always. Like, share, subscribe, my friends. Thank you so much for your support and being part of this family. God bless and namaste.